Key West, Florida. For once, Ryan, I am closer to Miami than you, I believe.
You are. You
got
are.
Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Producer Josh.
Nuggets in 5.
Yeah.
Dang it. I'm so wrong on my pick. I'm so wrong. Like I'm already ready to admit it. Ryan, we'll dig into that. But also, we as always have Ryan from Miami, who's wearing a cowboy hat for some reason.
I am. Well, in honor of your birthday and CMA Fest, I figured we'd get into the spirit. So howdy, and isn't it baseball season? What is this NBA playoffs you're talking about?
Oh, weird. It's so weird, Ryan.
Oh my God! It's almost like
I was right again.
When your team is doing poorly, Ryan, you fail. I, for one, am very proud of Michael Jordan's son, Jimmy Butler. He has managed to carry a team that has done their best. They've done their best. Okay.
They've really tried. They tried really hard.
We are back, baby. We are.
Oh, whoa.
back.
Whoa. I didn't go that far.
Oh.
Ryan. Back up.
Oh, okay.
Put the cowboy hat back on.
All right, there we go.
It's your best look, honestly.
For everyone that is not watching the video of this, obviously this is going to be a short podcast today because I am down in Key West with about 8 friends, and
It's your birthday.
It is my birthday. We're going to get on a boat, go get some sunshine, maybe do some fishing. And obviously, we just got through a couple things, so I want to start with music. Get that out of the way. Go ahead. By the way, I think it's hilarious.
I did it.
The Sounders.
I got it.
I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing where they are today.
Sure.
But CMA Fest, huge shout out to everybody that came down. 2023. Awesome to really have it, truly back. It felt like this year. It felt like this was the first year it was really and truly like CMA Fest again. Like everybody came in and kind of took over Nashville. The shows were amazing. There were so many people playing everywhere. Josh, you saved my life the other night because somehow one of my guys completely forgot here that we needed to do the show
At the Spotify house. It was a good show though, because I went and saw that show.
That's also a golf cart going by.
It was a golf cart.
Which makes me feel like I'm still in Nashville.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rarely, if you call me at 11:30 at night, am I A, awake, and B, available to do anything, let alone run to the studio, put together a pedal board, and run down back to Old Red to drop it off to Kevin. But
yeah, I owe you. Just so you guys know, Ryan Bear, I told him, I was like, you pick out a piece of gear, whatever piece of gear you want. I was like, I owe you big time. So it was really funny because Brad Paisley actually was playing before us, and Brad was like, hey, no big deal, man. Like, you can use my pedal board if you want. And Kevin just looked at his pedal board and went, I think I said no. I was like, oh, he's like, there's so many settings on that I don't know what they do.
Yep.
Because it would take me longer to figure that out. He goes, just if Josh can drop that off, it'll save my life. So you really and truly did, man. It's very much appreciated.
Of course.
I will say the song went from 22 to 22 this week.
Staying in place, like it.
Very beginning of next week, I believe it will be top 20. It'll be like 18 or 19.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Oh, God. No. No.
I'm definitely feeling not my age. I will say that. I feel really, really good. Obviously, I just had an incredible CMA Fest. So excited about all this music that I've been telling everybody is coming for a long time. We're doing a lot of stuff as far as mixing and mastering and like getting everything to like finally complete. And this song that I've played all you guys, Young Love and Saturday Nights, I got played for the entire label, and I immediately, my phone like exploded. It was like text messages, phone calls. So
It's a great song.
really, really cool to actually get that feedback from my label. So I cannot wait for everybody that's listening to hear this. I know I constantly tease you guys with, hey, it's coming soon, but looking for you obviously is the current single right now. I'm thinking that's probably going to be what rolls out next, and probably sooner rather than later. It's going to be where people can get a hold of it. So I'm pretty pumped.
So I got a few things just as a CMA Fest observer again this year, and worked CMA Fest. By the way,
yeah, I know.
Awesome pop-up show at the Doghouse yesterday. We were able to get some footage of it and made News Nation, so it went national, which is awesome, which is great.
Thank you, buddy.
Couple of things. Number one, ran into Tyler Braden at the convention center, and he is a big fan of the podcast, wants to come on the podcast at some point.
Okay.
So exchanged info. So let's get Tyler on, because he's got a great story as a former firefighter turned into musician, loves baseball. So that'd be awesome. So we got a future guest lined up. That's number one. Number two, shout out to all the artists grinding in town. It was really cool to kind of put a piece together featuring, I got you in there, CY, we got Ty in there, Kaylee Bishop, Matt Ferranti, really got a chance to showcase the best of CMA Fest and the artists that continually grind. And so what an awesome experience it was. I will say though, the weather still cannot make up its mind. It is hot, then rainy. Now this morning it was 61. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It is June 12th. It is your birthday and it was 60 degrees this morning. I still don't understand it.
Welcome to Nashville.
I don't mean to make you feel bad, right? But it is not 60 degrees where I'm sitting right now.
Nope.
And for once, I'm pretty happy about it. I know I'm normally the guy that wants it to be cold every day, but it's the keys. This is different.
Also, by the way, for the record, I had the poll pulled up, and you didn't even tee me up for it, which is totally fine.
You are lying, Ryan.
First time I had the poll pulled up, but I have to give an update on this. Number one, I've got a couple of admissions. The first one is, once again, I posted the Quad YouTube to my personal account and not the Quad account. So
I'm feeling you're doing this on purpose, right?
That's becoming a thing.
It's trying to get clout.
So look, I mean, my subscriber numbers have gone up. I'm not mad about it. And it may or may not be intentional, which is totally fine. But that is the reason why it just went up on our account this Monday morning, because Josh was the one who alerted me to it. So that's number one. Number two, the poll. This was the closest poll we have ever had in Quad history, ever.
No way.
Yes.
Okay.
So the poll hot take was, what's the worst comedy of all time? The win was Scary Movie at 28.2%. However, that is 28.2%. All of the votes for these worst comedies were anywhere from 23.5 to 24.5 to 28.2%. So across the board, people were very divided on which comedy
second place.
Yeah, what was
second place ended up being Son of the Mask, which was 24.5%. Third place was Deuce Bigelow Euro, which was 23.8, and then White Chicks was 23.5, which is kind of crazy.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, because White Chicks is awesome.
I do believe there is. I know, Josh, you hate this movie, but I'm telling you, there's a whole thing around that where it's kind of like everyone knows going in that that's supposed to be what that movie is. And so there's a lot of people that really like stand that movie real hard. So that's awesome though. I love when we get a poll that's like sorry for the fun, that polarizing. I love that. Okay, so instead of doing what are you listening to, we're just going to completely skip that and let's go to sports.
Josh's face every time he goes to hit it.
You hit the right button.
It's not a button. I do have these labeled in Dropbox, but to click on it and to make it play, a little bit longer of a delay. But I got them all here.
I
There's
just saw the
I
look
got
on your face.
I got everything here. I got Halloween intro.
Oh yeah, I mean we could have hit the Christmas intro. Yeah, I mean, get a lot of stuff.
I got them all here. It's fine. Anyway, go ahead. Sports.
Okay, so Ryan, talk to me, Goose. I need to know what you think went wrong, because it went from Miami picking up a win in Denver and looking like they had a shot to shock the world, to them really looking completely and totally lost the past couple games. I can't even, from a position of being a fan and rooting for your team this year, think that they have a shot. I really don't. I think it's over. I think the Nuggets are going to close it out
Tonight.
and it's kind of shocking how fast that changed. So what do you think was like the linchpin moment?
Oh, I think me going from singing Pitbull to wearing a cowboy hat really truly encapsulates what the last week of NBA playoff basketball truly felt like. No, look, I think Josh and I were talking about this, in the pre-show. Look, Josh hit the nail on the head last time, and I don't want to sit here and admit it, and I have to give him his flowers though. I mean, Miami for 89 games this year was one of the worst offensive basketball teams in the NBA, and they have regressed back to the mean, like, really hard in the last 3 games of these finals. And here's the thing, like game 1, they missed wide open shots. I was confident. Game 2, they hit 18 threes, still only won by 3. Games 3 and 4, they came out and you saw Denver assert themselves, whether it was Jokic and Murray getting triple doubles, which that's obviously too much to overtake for Miami. But then game 5 or game 4, you have the opportunity to, with Jokic in foul trouble, take advantage of the non-Jokic minutes. And Miami couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. Their starting backcourt combined for 10 points. Nobody other than Bam or Jimmy scored more than 10 points in that game. They looked constipated offensively for a team that at times in this postseason looked like they could shoot the lights out. I mean, they were beating Milwaukee and they were beating Boston. I mean, and I think they peaked in game 7 in Boston, and you saw a lot of those secondary guys that were stepping up, and Jimmy hasn't been the same. He's injured. Bam, when he is aggressive, is great, but he keeps settling for those 18-foot jump shots. They have been the one team this postseason to actually figure out defensively how to manage the Nuggets, but they're not getting it done offensively. And I think I covered it right there. Yeah. So I do think Heat losing 6. I think they find a way to win game 5 in Denver and bring it back to their house. But can you believe this, CY? The Heat have not won a game at home since you were in the building.
Wow.
Haley,
That's
since
no
you and
pressure
Chris
on-
were in the building, that was the last time the Heat had won a home game in these playoffs.
Since we were down for Mikey's birthday.
For
I
game 3 of the
mean,
Boston series, it has been, they have lost.
We left some
4 games in
juju
a row at
there.
home.
Like,
Yeah, you left the juju. They have lost 4 consecutive games at home, which is, you're not going to win, in the NBA playoffs, especially in the finals, if you lose at home. So I think they do force a game 6, but much like the Lakers series, I think it's too much to overcome.
Josh?
I agree with almost everything Ryan said, with the exception of that Miami has figured out the Denver offense, because let me just point out one very clear thing for you that you're going to see on repeat tonight. The Jamal Murray, Jokic 1-5 pick and roll dribble handoff is the most unstoppable play in the NBA. And here's why. And I watched it for 3 straight possessions in game 4. Number 1, he hands it off to Murray. They double team Murray. Murray kicks it back to Jokic. Jokic 3. Okay, cool. Next time down, same thing. Hands it off to Murray. This time they switch. So now we have Gabe Vincent on Jokic. Jokic backs him down into the post, gets help defense to come over, throws a lob to Aaron Gordon. Number 3, they switch, and then Jokic backs down a smaller defender into the paint and scores over him. There is nothing you can do with a 1-5 pick and roll when your 1 and 5 are the best players on the team. Whatever Miami decides to do defensively, they're just going to do the opposite. They're like, oh, okay, you're going to do this. All right, Jokic 3. Oh, you're gonna switch. We're gonna back down the smaller guy. Oh, you're gonna blitz. Oh, you're gonna both stay with Jokic and leave Jamal Murray to attack you. Wrong move. Like, it's just there's nothing you can do, and it's why they run it 60 times in a game. Like, it is their offense because there is no adjustment you can make for this Denver team when they are rolling like that. Do I think they close it out tonight? I do. However, Miami, it's a must win, but desperation, right? I hate it. I hate sports like commentary in general. Tonight's a must win. Guess what? It's the NBA effing finals. Every night is a must win if you want to win the championship. There is a desperation. They will throw the kitchen sink. Spoelstra is a good coach. They're going to do some exotic, weird things to try to get buckets, but ultimately, I think Jimmy Butler is hurt. I think that he is not attacking the basket. He's not really he's getting to the line a little bit, but it's off of head fakes and pump fakes and then just kind of like grabbing a little bit of contact. He's not attacking. He's hurt. We're going to find out after tonight, after Denver wins. Jimmy Butler has been playing on a torn ligament in his foot or his ankle, and this is how it works every year. So then you can wash away the last 5 games and go, oh, if only they were healthy, the Miami Heat would have taken care of business like they did the rest of the series.
Yes. Feed into it. Yes, give it to me.
Okay,
Yes.
wait. I am going to meet in the middle, Josh. I'm going to be the realist and someone who is a fan of Jimmy Butler.
Who's a fan of you?
Yeah, he's a country music fan. Okay, look.
And if he would like to join the podcast and hop on, like we're happy to have him.
Yeah. I think it's somewhere in between the 2 points that you guys are making. I do think it is sort of an unstoppable 1-5. Who do you double team? Once you double team one of them, the other one's picking up the slack. And that does require both of them to be the best 2 players on the floor. Like, no doubt they are. This is not like hey, they're really talented and that's unfair. Like, we're seeing them play lights out every game. Do I feel like getting away with some walks through the paint? Yes, I do.
Sure. But what about all of the
looks like he's taking about 18 steps.
What about all of the flops for
Miami? Wait. No. Also, I will say, because he is a big man that is athletic, he obviously is going to look like it's more ungainly than when you see like a Steph Curry. By the way, Steph Curry is my height.
Mm-hmm.
People don't think about the fact that like these guys are so freaking big. Like, Steph Curry is 6'4".
Yep.
He's my height. I'm a tall person.
And he looks
Jokic
small on the court.
is a freak of nature. And Jamal Murray is playing lights out. And look, this is their year. Like we've said multiple times the past couple podcasts, you got to give people their flowers when they deserve them. And in this moment, I think it's really awesome that the Nuggets are going to pick up the win. I think it's really awesome that, and I would agree with something that you have said in the past, Josh, that I believe Spoelstra is coach of the year, in my opinion. I really do. Even if they get blown out tonight and only pick up 1 game in the finals, what he has managed to do with this roster and this lineup and the challenges they have faced, I think is absolutely incredible.
What was it? 6 years ago, they were 10-32, and then they finished the season 32-10 for the other 42 games. And it was like, oh, he's really good. He's really good at this. He can maximize the talent that he has on the floor. What we're also learning, and this is not to give LeBron another like feather in the cap, but to get through 4 straight rounds is exhausting. It's tough to do. It is taxing. It takes a lot out of you. And I'm wrong, by the way, because if you guys remember, since no one else wants to call me out on it because it's my birthday and it's all of our podcast and may or may not have my name on it. You guys are being way too kind because I know you remember me saying this. I was like, no,
I think possibly you're going to run into that thing where, the Nuggets had time off and maybe they lost a step because they aren't in rhythm. And yeah, I was just wrong. wrong.
We didn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to look back on this series. Do people, how does this change the narrative of Jimmy Butler as the number one option?
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does, because I think he's hurt. And I think the second the series is over, the 30-page expose on ESPN Plus about how he tore it in game 6 of the Boston series and has been hobbled ever since. Like,
well, but what is he averaging? Like 20 points?
He's still scoring.
Averaging 20 hurt.
He is, but you can tell he is not wanting to put pressure. He doesn't want contact. He doesn't want to land on someone's foot.
No, but
there is,
again, like Ryan was saying, they're not breaking 100 points.
It's been very low scoring games.
Very low scoring.
All the unders.
So the fact that you have one player on that team accounting for a fifth of the points, that doesn't seem like much because everybody's so used to seeing like, oh, LeBron scored 40, or the Kobe years where he had a game where he would score like 60. They weren't winning those games when they would do that.
No, when it gets filtered down to one person, it never goes well. And also, and this is the biggest reason you can tell Jimmy Butler's hurt, it's not an efficient 24 points. Yeah. He's doing it on 19 shots instead of like his usual 14, 15 shots.
Right.
And so I'm waiting for it. It takes nothing away from what Denver has done. Denver, they win tonight. I think it's 16-4 in the final or in the playoffs, which is just insane. That's so good. Jokic and Murray are putting up better stats than prime Shaq and Kobe. Just for a historic thing to think about right now. Like, they are doing more than those two did in the early 2000s run. It just looks different. The game is different now. It's not a dominant big that's just dunking on everyone. It's a dominant big that's passing and scoring and running the fast break. It's an exciting time. This has been really good basketball. If you're a basketball fan, if you like off-ball cutting, if you like sort of the nerdy side of basketball that's not just dunks and threes, like, this has been a great series. But Denver is set up now. This is, if they win tonight, and we all think they're at least going to just win the series.
Oh, they're winning the series. There's no doubt that.
Wait a minute.
Gosh.
Wait a minute. You guys are forgetting about one key thing.
Scott Foster.
There's one thing in common.
Scott Foster.
There's one thing in common with the only team to come back down 3-1 in an NBA Finals.
Kevin Love.
That would be Kevin Love. So I'm putting all my eggs back in the Miami basket. I've been saying Heat in 7. Kevin Love is going to give the best pregame speech of his life tonight. These guys are going to come out. They're going to win Game 5. They're going to win Game 5. They're going to come back home. They're going to take Game 6, and Denver is going to be scared out of their minds in their own building in Game 7. And the Miami Heat are going to win this series in 7 games. Watch. Wait to see.
Ryan, what do you remember about Kevin Love during the 2016 finals? What do you remember about games 5, 6, and 7?
He was an integral part of motivating those guys.
It wasn't
win one for the Gipper,
going for 40 plus every night for 3 straight games. It wasn't that.
No, he's very highly motivational.
Okay, all right.
Win one for the Gippers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the Kevin Love, a guy that's playing like 13 minutes a game right now.
All right, I have a boat calling my name, so we're not even gonna do a hot take today. We're gonna go to the movie, and I want to get a quick round from you guys, and then I'm gonna go put sunblock.
He's not trying to get.
I've not been in the sun nearly enough. I've been in the studio a lot, so we're gonna attempt for me to not be burnt to a crisp. But let's go to movies.
Josh's face every time.
I'm just watching
I
Josh's
know.
face now. So because I can't hear it on this end. So I'm just like, I'm looking at you, and when you look back at me and the camera, I'm like, okay, we get to do that. Did you guys see this movie?
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to. What with the CMA festivities and things.
Honestly, the only reason I got a chance to is because I went Thursday.
Yeah.
I went the first night I came because that was the one day that I had it open. Because Friday obviously was nuts.
Yeah, and I had Sam Thursday night at Old Red, so
I mean, dude, yesterday before I flew down here, I had a show, so like I totally understand. CMA Fest week is bananas, but dude, I'm just gonna say you need to go see this movie. It is absolutely incredible.
It is really good.
Okay, wait. You gonna hit the spoiler button? The light spoiler. I heard that one.
I know, I really did.
So here's the deal. Are you going to talk about the fact that this is the middle of a trilogy?
Yes.
All right. Think of this, and I like this, and I'm not normally the person to like want to die on this hill, so to speak. But man, I thought it was fantastic that they treated this movie like the middle part of a trilogy. It is a cliffhanger at the end. It is obviously leading up to the third film. It reminds me more of the original Star Wars trilogy than it does anything else because it ends sort of on a cliffhanger. Things move forward. There's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of world building, but there's not this.
There's no answer to anything.
No, it doesn't wrap it up at the end. It is definitely.
It was too long of a movie for me not to have some sort of reward in the end. That's what I was upset about. I was like, okay, some parts of this movie are really long, like it's really long, and then all of a sudden I was like, there's no answer. And I was like, wait a minute, so I have to wait a year after sitting through all of that.
And it was amazing. So, and
sorry.
unless you want to go just watch again, when I refer to like a popcorn flick all the time, when I'm talking about something I'm gonna sit down and watch one time, cool, I get the beginning, middle, and the end, I'm done. It could be one of the Fast and Furious movies. It could be, the Mortal Kombat movie that I went and watched. Like, those movies are not going to be in the pantheon of my favorite movies ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed them. I went and watched them. They were cool. This, for me, I cannot wait to see the third film and then have this as a collection of films. It's that good.
There's really good cameos too. Really good cameos.
I thought it was incredible. Ryan, what did you think?
I didn't see it.
You nodded.
I nodded in appreciation.
Golly.
But I will say this. It's really strange now because ever since you showed me that TikTok of Venom, that is literally what comes to my mind now when I see any of these Spider-Verse anime.
But this is wait. First of all, not anime.
Animated.
There's two different things.
Yes.
Very different. Very different.
Very different. Also, you guys really need to see this movie.
I'm going to. I might have some time this week to go see it, but I'm not going to not see it for sure.
If you go see it this weekend, we'll discuss it next week. But we do need to pick something this week that we all watch because someone got on to me and was like, "You guys haven't all watched the movie in like a couple weeks. Do you have a recommendation?"
We're out here living our lives. Say that again.
Oh, The Flash.
I already got to see The Flash, and I'm going to see it again. So we need to do The Flash.
I just want to see Michael Keaton as Batman. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean that would be the appeal for me.
No one will be disappointed in The Flash. Everyone needs to go see it.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna go watch it again. So
okay,
I'll see it.
I'm game for that. I
think this brings up a really interesting thing we could do for next week's hot take, which is best middle movie of a trilogy that is not Dark Knight. That is not Dark Knight because that's the cheap answer. The cheap answer is Dark Knight.
That's recency bias.
That
would
bias.
be Ryan's answer.
And it is great. And everyone would agree that like it's one of the best ones. But nay, you have to go back in a different trilogy and pick the middle movie as the best one of them.
I like this.
Okay. I like this a lot. I think that's our hot take for next week.
Because we're going to need to think about it,
again,
because there's a lot of good trilogies out there.
Yeah, I know that leaves a whole lot wide open, right? I just want to give you guys, and I will try not to overuse this phrase. I feel like I already have, but I want to give you all your flowers. So many people came up to me during CMA Fest when we're talking about the podcast, and just want to say, love working with y'all. This is one of my favorite things to do. Obviously, I'm doing it on my birthday from Florida.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Anyone that's listening to this, thank you for listening to us. We've got some big things coming soon. So I want to make sure that you go vote on the poll every week when we do it. Hang out, create this community that we've started, and it's been over the course of several years, but I do feel like we're in a really awesome spot.
And it is tank top season again. So Quad Pod Squad, get your tanks, because I still got Quad Pod Squad tank tops and those green shirts that say Quad Pod Squad. Crap.
One more time.
Quad
Word.
Pod Squad.
There it is.
There it is. So go check that out in the merch and get your tank or t-shirts if you prefer.
All right.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna go get on a boat.